Welcome to. Hold on, let me stream.
Yeah, please.
And I don't know how many subscribers we have. Hold on.
Should have like 388. How about that? That sounds good, right?
I don't think that's accurate.
Yo, Hungry Box is in our subs.
Yo, he's live. Should we watch Hungry Box?
Yeah, hold on.
All right, we've got. Welcome to 380 subscribers special. We went
Are we
down. We were at
done?
382. Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck? Who
Wolfie
unsubscribed?
Wolfie unboxing 18 must have really pissed some people off. Anyway, let me make sure my audio settings are good. Okay, I think they're
Yeah.
fine.
Active community guidelines
All right.
strikes. That's it, let's see.
So here we've got
Okay. Fucking hell, this is visually a nightmare.
yeah.
Um,
If we just go one by one, it'll be okay though. So first is
yeah.
Ayaka and Ayaka.
I really don't think we should have done the character and the character ships. They're just kind of like
I mean, we can leave them out if you want to.
I'm gonna say yeah,
Okay.
that'll do. Okay,
And we do
Karuko.
have pairings both ways as well. So Ayaka
Jesus Christ.
Karuko and Karuko Ayaka is different. I think that's
Okay,
important to distinguish though.
no, I disagree. Uh,
I
but
mean, no,
whatever.
because Karuko Ayaka and Ayaka Karuko are very different
I am
dynamics.
I am so excited to have a serious discussion about this. And not a repetitive one where we just restate things we already spoke about
Well,
character
I don't think it
pairing.
will be because I think thinking about who's the dominant,
That
um,
is not like going to be relevant.
it will.
We're
I
just
think it
no, we're just
will.
gonna talk about the actual character dynamics, like as they are. I don't think we
But
need to
I
do.
think we need to look at them through a lens on who is taking charge in the relationship. And that will have an
That's
effect on how good of a ship it is. Because if you look
I
at something where Naomi is dominant over Monica, it's not going to be a good ship. But the other way around, it could work.
That's not how relationships work, though.
It's how
Like it
shipping
is.
works, though.
I'm not interested. I was so seriously excited to have this conversation, and it's going to be like
Okay,
padded
fine.
out.
If you really want to fucking be this guy, we can fucking cheap out on this.
I look. It just seems
All right, Karuko and
unnecessary.
Ayaka. What do you think?
So Karuko and Ayaka have the very unique benefit of Karuko's growth being a thing that exists.
Exactly. It.
That
Yeah.
gives them like serious points because
Mhm.
virtually no other ship in the series has any fan content of any sort.
Right.
Um,
I think
I
even like I think beyond that, I think the reason why that was written is because they do actually have a pretty solid foundation for being a ship. I feel like Kaoriko is usually like I guess she's kind of the dependable one, being like the goalie. She's the one who's always got the
yeah
backs of the other characters. And Ayaka is a character who is set up in a way that she really benefits from having that. Like she's the little sister character, for example. So I think
yeah.
having that like I guess big sister dynamic with Karuko while not actually being related, I think it that plays into each other very well.
There is also the angle of like Karuko is childhood friends with Monica and Ayaka.
Mhm.
So like there's a from Ayaka's angle, it's like, oh my god, this like cool older girl that's always been friends with me that I've like grown up with,
Mhm.
and it's like that's something.
Maybe she like
Um,
had a secret crush on her for a while.
yeah. I'm leaning dry seasoning.
I
I don't
agree.
think
I
it's
think this is dry
sauce, but
seasoning as
it's
well.
it's a good one. Um, Ayaka and Mami like also are childhood friends and know each other,
I
but
think
it's
Mommy is more like a friend of Monica. So I think this is a little
yeah,
bit
that's
different where it's like it's a friend of your sister. It's just kind of like
yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
the
Like I
position's
guess it could
kind of
work.
similar. It's
I
one of those
just
things. I
mm,
kind of think this is like a token, not enough development, to be fair, because they
I think a lot of mommy
basically
ones
never
might be
interact.
not enough development, just
Yeah, she just
unfortunately due to the
doesn't.
structure of the show.
Yeah, she just doesn't really get to talk to anyone that isn't, you know, Monica.
Hmm.
Uh, so right?
All right.
Incest, huh?
Yeah.
Um,
I like this one.
well,
I think this is good. I think it's got the whole like kind of they like it feels wrong, but it feels right. You know what I mean? It's like they have similar personalities. They obviously know each other very well. They're both very cute.
Yeah, I mean, like, they live in like a fucking hot spring hotel. How many times do you think they've like gone in there together and like, you know,
Exactly.
just
As many
something's
times as they
happened maybe.
want. I
Just
think this
like,
is
you know,
sauce.
don't let mom know.
I think this is sauce.
I'm gonna kill myself. Um,
What?
no, sorry, you misheard me.
Okay.
I said gonna krill, uh,
On the
my
shelf?
shell.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Um,
this one
I don't
I
know, me.
don't. I don't.
I kind of like it in that like in this Ayaka is like the little sister, kind of independent, unconfident. Um, Naomi is also kind of like shy, introverted, needs somebody to lean on. I think they would find comfort and relatability in each other. It's not
Mm,
necessarily the healthiest one, I think. I think like you put
that's
two shy
true.
people together and they're not necessarily gonna grow out of it. But I do think they will find solace in each other, you know? It's like a these two could grow old together, have entire days where
Uh,
they don't necessarily talk to each other, but just kind of exist in one another's company and
I
like
think I
vibe
kind
off
of
of that.
disagree. I think this is the kind of thing that it's not really going to last very long. I don't think either of them would have. I don't think they'd be able to like push forward deepening their relationship together because I don't think either of them would take the initiative to do that. I think Ayaka is outgoing, but I don't think she's gonna. I don't know. She's not like.
I'm,
I don't know how to say it.
Hang on. I'm gonna post something in the voice text channel, right? And you're
Okay.
gonna tell me, you know, you should probably open it in the video as well, just to let people know.
Okay. I'll open it in
Um,
the Chrome tab because I think I'm just. Hold on. Let me.
yeah, that should work fine for
It's
OBS
obviously the fan
purposes.
art, right? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like I think this summarizes them quite well. There's something kind of cute, by the way, about like Ayaka, the younger one, kind of taking the charge in this relationship a
Well,
little bit
yeah,
against
because she
her
definitely
her older.
would. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even in this very image, like she's the one holding Naomi's face, and Naomi's like a little bit like unsure, a bit flustered, but she's having a good time. It's
Hmm.
I think it's a different one. It's
I
a
think
unique one.
it is
It's
very
one of the
unique.
yeah, it's one of the few relationships where Ayaka does kind of get to like take some degree of charge, um,
Definitely, but I do
which I
think
think
I I just don't see this being anything that will last. Like I think it'll be fun, like while they do, but
like a
I
one night
just
stand type thing.
yeah, I think if they like hooked up once, maybe.
To be fair, when AI prompt bots were first coming around,
Hmm.
and we tried to get it to write like erotic PuraOre stuff,
Hmm.
pretty sure we did Ayaka X Naomi.
I'm sure.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, I I would put it in dry seasoning personally.
Mm,
Um, you're sounding a bit lower. Is mid maybe the compromise we're looking for?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, okay. Um, I I do think it could be higher, but that's fine. Um, and
All
as
right.
for Ayaka
Icon
Rico is another
Rico.
one where just there's not much interaction
Hmm.
there, and I think Rico specifically is kind of hard to ship insofar
Anyone
as
except for Naomi.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like PuraOre definitely has like canon ships, and we'll get into a couple of those. But
Hmm.
like Rico especially is the one that's the most diehard. Like I, I have a girl that I focus on in the
Hmm.
text, so it's hard to kind of put her with anyone else in a way. She does have interactions with the others, but like to be fair, in general, Rico's probably the least fleshed out of the main group, which doesn't really help her case
Yeah,
that much in
she
terms of scripts.
her main like character stuff that she had was the foot injury thing, and it's like,
Yeah,
eh,
it's not like a relationship thing,
no,
Her dynamic with Naomi comes into play during it, but not like.
right.
Um, I think maybe like imagining the actual dynamic outside the context of the show,
Mhm.
it's kind of the same deal of like Ayaka younger, bit less secure, confident, Rico older, bit more secure, confident, dependable. I can maybe see what Ayaka would like in Rico. I kind of can't see it the other way around, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
I
it's
think this is just not enough development.
yeah, it's a pretty token example of that. Um, this is one kind of in the same vein as Ayaka and Mami, wherein most of the stuff you gets to do is with Monica. Not all of it, mind
Mhm.
you. Um, as we even just witnessed in episode 11 or 12.
Mhm.
Um, but I think there's something that could be worked out with
Yeah.
this. I
I
think
think
like
looking at their personalities, they do fit together better than like Ayaka
yeah,
and Reiko. Like there's a
yeah,
dynamic to be had. They can play off each other's strengths and weaknesses and stuff.
yeah. I
Um
think you is probably like the other most introverted smile princess girl next to Naomi. So
mhm.
you could do a kind of like, Ayaka taking the charge again type thing. But of
Yeah,
course,
it's
you is a little better put together than Naomi in general. So there's like a
exactly.
cool
It's
kind
it's
of back and forth there.
interesting because
Uh,
she is less outgoing and less confident, but she is more just solid at hockey. Like she knows what she's
yeah,
doing. She should be confident just looking at skills, but
yeah. Not even just
she's
hockey,
still
by the way,
shy.
but like, frankly, Naomi is a bit codependent on Rika. She even like stops doing the ice skating stuff because Rika wasn't doing it with her.
Mhm.
Um, in that regard, you is a little bit more secure. She did, of course, quit hockey for personal reasons that the show gets into. But like,
Mhm.
I would say she is at least a little bit more secure, just in her stuff, who she is, than Naomi is.
Yeah, I can
Which
see
could,
this working because we've seen you obviously, I guess, kind of get pressured back into playing hockey again, which I think is the
yeah,
kind of thing that she could be led around by Ayaka. Like, Ayaka's definitely going to be like asking a lot from her, and I think she's going to be willing to do it for her. So I think in that sense, the dynamic works pretty well.
yeah.
I don't think she'll be like reluctant or anything. I don't know. I think
Yeah,
she'll
it could be a
follow
fun one.
Ayaka where she goes.
They also, I think they go together visually quite well as well. They're not like
They're both
they don't
blue.
necessarily contrast with one another or anything, but they are both blue, and they're different
Hmm.
shades of blue, and I think you could do some stuff with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's not dry seasoning to me.
Yeah,
I
I
don't think
think
it's
this
on
is
the same
mid.
level. I think it's top of mid, to be
Yeah,
fair.
I agree.
Um, yeah, I don't know if we're going to order these tiers necessarily, but like that one at the very least, top of mid.
All right.
Karukomami is it's a weird one to place because again
I'm
they
trying to think of anything that they did together,
like
and I
they
can't think of anything.
they exist in they both kind of exist in the same narrative position in which they are Karuko and I or they are Monica and Ayaka's childhood friends. Um, in the case of Mami, it's more so she's Monica's childhood friend.
Hmm.
But I think the impression I very much get is like Karuko and Mami aren't not friends with each other,
They're friends of a
but
friend. Have you ever been in a situation where you're like at a friend's house and you have that same friend has other friends over as well, and then your mutual
yeah,
friend goes to the bathroom and you're just kind of sitting in the same room and you don't know what to say to each other? I
yeah,
think that's kind of what
yeah,
these two have going
yeah.
on.
I would say it's like they hang out with each other often enough by proxy of Monica being there. It's not so much like a friend of a friend is there. I'm sure they would like say to one another's face, "Yeah, we're friends," but like
But
if
there's nothing
Monica
deep
isn't
about it.
there,
Yeah.
yeah, if Monica's not there, they're not talking to each other. I cannot imagine, even when they're kids, a scenario wherein like Karuko goes to Mami's house just by herself.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
Yeah.
happen, and vice
Mhm.
versa. Um, and I
Is
don't even
this
think development would
Is this
save them.
hetero?
I think it might be. You know, in
I
terms of like a long term relationship, all that happens is they like reminisce on Monica.
yeah.
You know, um,
Unfortunately, I think this does have to be hetero because without Monica, there's just nothing really there.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of a tragedy, but I guess that's the way it is. A shame, really.
Yeah.
Um, and then Monica Karuko, it 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 works.
It's
They
yeah, like you look
yeah
at it on paper and it's like, yeah, of course. Like they're friends. They've known each other for a while. It's just I
yeah.
don't think there's anything particularly interesting there.
It's a case of like two people are friends, so you can ship them.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes people are just friends. You
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
I think there's maybe a chance that Karuko has felt that way about Monica before, but it's really hard to imagine it being reciprocated, I
That's a
think.
good point actually, and
Um,
I think you're right. This might be kind of a one-sided crush
yeah,
from
yeah.
Kaoruko.
Especially, like, as the series goes on
Mhm.
and more people enter Monica's life, you know, like, if you're Monica and you've got Karuko to your left and you to your right, like, you're,
Mhm.
you're
Kaoruko's
going with you
very
every time.
solid, but just not romantically, I don't think.
Yeah, again,
Like
it's like a
if Monica needs to talk about relationship troubles to someone, she's gonna go to Kaoruko. She can trust Kaoruko. She can talk to Kaoruko and share all
yeah.
her secrets and stuff. But I don't think they'd kiss or anything.
Frankly, Karako also isn't even like self-determined enough to like go after Monica. You know, Karako
Right.
has resigned herself to unrequited love. She's not going
Mhm.
to be like, no, I need to get. She's just gonna.
I don't think
She's
she's
just kind of gonna.
upset about it either. I think she's just
Yeah,
kind of accepted that that's how it is. And she loves Monica as a friend, but understands that it's likely not going to be reciprocated. And I think she's just fine with leaving things how they are, knowing that that would be best for the friendship that they currently have.
yeah. I don't think it's not enough development because it's definitely they're not like hurting for more development, but
I think it's
it's
hetero.
not. I don't
It's
think it
it's
qualifies.
it's it's hetero, but it's not like bad. It's
I
just like
do we need a tier between it?
we
Like a
might.
just friends tier
Yeah.
or
Okay. We'll put a
something?
just friends
Um,
tier.
yeah. It's really just there's nothing that can be done about this. To be fair, you can make that one the light green and then make the other
Yeah.
one
Okay.
dark green. Yeah, get that gradient going.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
ah, yeah, okay.
So this one we
Cover
already did.
beforehand. Yeah.
All right.
And then
Karuko and Naomi.
Karako Naomi is I
Hmm. This
I don't want to
is.
just like rip a band-aid off and shove something into a low tier, but this
I don't
feels
think it
hetero
is.
to me.
I think this is.
Real? Oh, make
I
a
don't
case
think
actually.
so.
I'm
I
interested.
think this is just going to be a case of a very slow burn, where it's like they both kind
Okay.
of crush on each other, but neither of them is, I guess, taking the initiative in telling each other that. But I do think over time it will kind of become apparent to each other and it will just kind of flourish naturally. Do you know what I mean? Like, no
Hmm.
one's really
I'm
taking the lead here, but I think there is mutual understanding and likely attraction as well. It's
right.
just going to
Hmm.
take a while to
See,
become apparent.
okay. See, I'll fully admit I wasn't giving this one much thought. Honestly, it kind of seemed like a straight pass to me. But thinking about it, like
Because they have a decent amount in common. Like, Kariko, especially before her development episodes, she was very, like,
yeah,
unconfident. And after she, like, I guess, after her episodes, she's a solid goalie and she understands that. And I think she can show that kind of thing to Naomi in her own right. I think she could help Naomi
right. Hmm.
forward through her own issues because she
Perhaps to be fair.
understands and has that in common with her.
Hmm. I I can definitely agree with like the slow burn hypothesis, right? Like when you say it like that, I kind of just imagine like it would be a case of they're not going to hang out with each other necessarily, but like if the gang are coming together, then they might just kind of gravitate towards each
They'll
other,
like
chat a little
steal
bit.
glances at each other, that kind of
Yeah,
thing. That's how I
maybe
see it
some
going.
things they've got in common. Um, hmm. No, you actually raise a very compelling point. And to be fair, like frankly, for as much as Rico is like, Ultra Naomi girlfriend,
Uh
and
huh.
she's, I think Rico is kind of selfless enough to where if she saw Naomi like crushing on Karik or someone else, she would do like a go getter girl, you know? Um,
Maybe.
and I think Rico might even be quicker to the scenario I've envisioned now that you've put all these ideas into my head
Mm-hmm.
is Karuko and Rico are like, not Karuko and Rico, Karuko and Naomi are like getting to like each other more and more, just kind of through, events. They're seeing each other a bit more. Not necessarily like going to hang out with one another or anything like that, but
Mm-hmm.
in group activities they like, pair together, they chat a lot, lots of just little things. And then Rico starts to kind of pick up on what's happening, and then she can confide in Naomi. Naomi can confide in her, but she also knows Naomi's not going to be upfront about her own feelings without a little push first.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this. She could like talk to Naomi and be like, "Hey, come on, this
Yeah.
is how you feel about
It
Kaliko."
does. I think
Helps Naomi realize her feelings.
it really depends on Rico, I think, because I can also see Rico just kind of wanting to keep Naomi for herself and so discouraging this. You know what I mean?
Hmm. I don't know though. I mean, the
This is
thing I kind of
tough.
think about is like in the context of the show, it is fact that Naomi did like ice skating because Rico did it, and
Hmm.
once Rico quit, Naomi quit, and Rico was upset about that. She was like, "Naomi, you're good at this. You shouldn't be stopping just for me."
That's true.
So in that same regard, I definitely think I think she would give Naomi that push. Um,
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that makes
yeah,
sense.
you've convinced me a decent amount actually. I was just gonna toss this straight in hetero, or maybe just friends, but now I'm leaning like in mid, certainly, which is the top half of the tier list, to be
Yeah.
fair.
I
Okay,
think mid's
okay, I can
fair. I
take
think we
that.
can put it like
Yeah,
mid,
yeah.
like right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Calico and
Karako
Rico
and
is like
Rico. Hmm.
the only real place I can see this one is just kind of a like Rico might find Calico like cute and maybe like passively flirt with her, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
maybe it gets reciprocated. Like I can see it happening, but does that mean I'm invested in it or want to see it happening? I don't know. Those are kind of different things.
Yeah, I think it's tough with Rico because she is definitely the character who would most likely come forward and be honest about her feelings, but at the
Yeah,
same time, she her feelings are for Naomi. So like it's just like
yeah. It's
if
did we
if
just
I don't know, dude.
did we just say not enough development? Maybe.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
Monica and
Um,
Monica, oh, super hot.
it's so true. Monica Self Sass would be like the peakest thing in the world.
We already did this one,
Um,
right?
yeah, we did.
Yeah, okay.
It's
All right,
top
Kaoriko and
not enough
you, I
development.
don't think we did.
Yeah. No, no, this is new. And like this is one of those things where I'm really glad we just rewatched episodes 11 and
Mhm.
12,
Mhm.
which highlights kind of the only real scene these two actually have together, to be fair. Um, but it is a good scene. I think it shows like a. It's nice seeing Karuko, Karuko's improvement being acknowledged. Like on Karuko's end, holy fuck, you is the best at hockey, and she just told me
Mhm.
that I'm like good at hockey. That's crazy. On Yu's end, it's like this girl who was so like unsure of herself is like coming into her own, and I admire that.
Mhm.
Um, Frankly, I think they are visually one of the nicest ships on the list. Pastel pink lesbian,
Mhm. They're the
dark
long
emo
hair
goth
ones.
lesbian.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the pink, the dark blue. That just goes together. That
It
is
does.
that's it helps that like Karuko always wears like really bright clothing and you wears like really dark clothing. You know, it's very much like the Karuko walks into place. Here's my hot topic girlfriend. You know, um,
Fuck, dude. The more I think about this, the more I think this is like really good.
it's a solid one to be fair. I also kind of think there's like there's a good degree to which I can see in particular Karuko falling for you. You know, I think she perhaps accepts that Monica isn't going to reciprocate her feelings. Um,
Mhm.
and then she sees this like gorgeous babe coming to her life from out of nowhere, and it's like, whoa, that's who's that queen, you know? Who's
Mhm.
that goddess that's stepped into my life? I think I can just definitely see Karuko crushing on you, basically, and I can see you being able to reciprocate. You know, I think
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
the other thing is both of them are kind of awkward with their feelings, but I also think they're like both of their arcs and development are such
Mhm.
that they would be able to overcome that quite quickly.
It would
Uh,
definitely be awkward at first, but I think it would be in like a kind of endearing way where
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it's fun
Maybe
to
like an
watch.
accidental handhold or something,
Yeah.
and then they're like blushing. Yeah, I'm leaving dry seasoning.
I
Honestly, I
agree.
think
I
this is good.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Unexpected dry
Yeah.
seasoning so far. By the way, I
Definitely. Definitely.
yeah.
So
That
this
was
one we
already
did.
covered, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
This one,
this is new. This is this
man,
even?
the mommy ones are
Did it
just so tough.
did they even meet each other? You know, like they did, but for all intents and purposes, not
I don't
really.
remember them even talking to each other.
I wonder if this was a thing where if we like could read Japanese and read all the mobile game stories, some of these ships would be like a little bit different.
Oh, maybe.
Um, yeah, all this. No, no, I don't want to entertain that idea.
No, yeah, do it. Maybe we should do
I,
that.
I fully translate all the PuraOre stories.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. That's not a conversation for right now. Um, I we just throw in hetero, right? Like, what is
Yeah,
there
I think
to
so.
say? There's maybe something to kind of imagine in terms of mommy's like a little bit quiet, reserved because a little bit louder and outgoing, but like
Yeah, but I think that
that's
presents
that's
itself better in different ships.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There are enough ships where that's the case and where it works like substantially better. I mean, even
Yeah,
in fucking mommy's own case, we're probably gonna end up putting like mommy Monica really high.
probably,
That is
yeah.
the same dynamic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's the same dynamic except they know each other well already.
yeah,
And they're,
I think
yeah,
mommy
they're
you.
close. Mm-hmm.
I I don't want to
Uh,
put them in hetero because I think like the the fact that like mommy was like this person that was in everyone's lives and then she moved away and then you goes up in a way she takes her place, but like that's not how it goes. These guys are they're not children. Well, they are children, but they're you know most mature enough. I feel like I thought you and Mommy would be able to get on, and they have like met in the show, and I think they like seemingly got on fine. I think they could like they would have stuff to bond over. Not enough to be a relationship. I think just friends might be fine for them though. You know, like
yeah.
I really do think they would just like Karako and Mommy, no conversation there. Mommy Rico, no conversation there. Mommy you, maybe something to talk about. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um,
I guess,
I
yeah,
think
they
they
could
might.
probably be
Yeah,
friends.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
All right, it is
yeah.
time
We can work it.
for
This is one of
the
what
first
I
good
suppose we
mommy
could call
ship.
canon ships.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the thing about this ship, it's nice and easy to say when Mommy was moving away on that train scene,
Mhm.
Monica was chasing after her.
Mhm.
That's romance.
It was
You know,
emotional too.
it was. It had me crying the first time I
Yeah.
saw it, and the second and third times as well.
Mhm.
Um, I do I want to say sauce? Like
Um, I don't
it's
I don't know if I want to say sauce just because Mommy as a character I just can't
yeah.
feel attached to.
No, that's fair. Like it's a canon ship. It's good,
It's
but
canon, but I don't know
because
how much I really
care about
care.
that,
Yeah.
And to be frank, like we're calling that a canon ship, but like Monica and you is still to come up.
Right.
Um, I, it's still good. It's still that
Yeah, it's top
Mommy
half.
exists in this weird position where like she is defined largely by her relationship to Monica, which by default makes this like a pretty solid ship.
Mhm.
But it also means it's like
It's
the
pretty
only reason it's kind of a
one-sided.
solid ship. It's not. I mean, it is and it isn't. To be fair, like Monica clearly likes Mommy to some extent.
Yeah.
she wouldn't chase after the train for no reason after all. But
Yeah, I
like
guess I mean it's one-sided more in the way that
Mommy is written
it's
around Monica, but Monica
yeah.
is written around every other character.
Mommy doesn't really go
Um,
well with anyone else, but Monica does.
yeah, such that it's not sauce. Do we want to
Yeah.
say at least dry seasoning?
We can do dry seasoning. I think that's
Yeah,
fair.
I think it deserves credit for being canon.
Yeah.
Um, Naomi Mommy, has that come up yet?
No.
Um, no, it hasn't. Um,
Is there
I mean,
anything
like,
here?
Naomi Mommy hasn't come up yet anyway. Um, but yeah, what is there to?
Oh, it's right here.
Okay, yeah. Like, I don't know. It's kind of the same thing as with all the other mommy ships, really.
Mhm.
I guess there's like, oh, wait, Shy Girl Yuri, but
Yeah, but there's
I don't
better
know.
Shy Girl Yuri
There is
with
better Shy Girl Yuri. It's true. It's true.
Karuko.
Um,
I don't think I
yeah,
like this
yeah,
one. I think this might be hetero.
yeah. I feels bad art. Feels bad to say it, to put another mommy ship in hetero, but
It's just
you know
unfortunately kind of how it
that's how
goes.
weird. Monaco Karuko was in Just Friends. Um,
Yes.
yeah, Battlelots in Just Friends.
Yeah.
Rico's in Just Friends. Monica Rico is new. Um,
Mhm.
and
This
this
is
one is like,
interesting. This is interesting.
yeah, they are the two most social, most out there, most extroverted girls. Um,
Mhm. Yeah.
and I kind of almost think that makes a case for them in Just Friends, right? Like,
Yeah, it's interesting because if you ever like have two people who are very similar in personality in that way, I don't think they mesh very well together romantically.
there's,
Like they can definitely keep a conversation going with each other. They have a lot to talk about, but I don't think there's any
yeah,
like connection on a deeper level there.
like I can.
I think they'd be good friends, but I don't think they'd be more.
There's a scenario I can envision wherein they are like, you know, they're adults now, they've been happily in love for a while, and they're just excited about the world and always looking for new things to do as a couple and usually finding those things. And that's a cool vision,
Hmm.
but I also have no idea how they get to that point.
Yeah, I don't think
I
that's
cannot
anything within the scope
envision.
of the show.
Yeah, no, that's like, wow, really? I can't believe PuraOre into a time skip lesbian marriage ending. Um,
Not yet,
it is,
anyway.
yeah, no, it's like,
We should write
I,
fanfic for this.
well, yeah, of course, but that's not here, that's not the here and now. That's just
Right.
a
Later
potential.
on,
I
yeah.
do think like, yeah, I can see the outcome of them as a couple. I can't see the part where they become a couple. I can't see where they
Hmm.
start like feeling things for each other on like a more romantic level. They are friends. Like I can even see like I could see like a version of PuraOre in which they are best friends, you know? They've known
Yeah.
each other for that long, they've gotten that used to each other's company that just like, you know, they might even be like some degree inseparable, you know, down the line. I could see that happening,
Hmm.
but not a couple.
For
Um,
sure.
yeah,
I think
this
it's a
is a very
very solid
oh
just
yeah, no,
friends.
it's very high up there. Um, but
Hmm.
yeah, Monica, you. This is another kind of canon ship, honestly. You know,
Yeah.
um,
I think
and
it
some,
is a trope that you see a lot where it's this girl who really it's how do I want to say this? Like cuz Monica really wants you to join the team and to be with her. It's like,
yeah,
yeah, like that's the kind of thing that you want to see in a relationship as well. I think that
there's
would
quite a
transfer
lot
to
of
that.
like, I think there's a lot there in terms of like tropes. First, it's the you know, for Monica's end, I've been living my normal life this way forever. A mysterious new beautiful girl comes into my life, you know,
Mhm.
upends my entire world. There's that. Um, on Yu's end, it's this absolute bundle of fucking sunshine of a human being, uh, like melts my frozen heart. You
It
know,
like
saves me.
she's the one who like reintroduces you to the joys of hockey. Like you had
Yeah,
kind of given up on what she was passionate about, and without the presence of Monica, I don't think that she ever would have rediscovered that. And I think that's
yeah,
a
no,
really
it's
important thing both for her just personally on her own and for the two of them together.
yeah, it's also, if I may add, a long hair, short hair
Mhm.
dynamic. It's
Mhm.
an orange and blue; those contrast each other on the color wheel. Um, you know, just you know, extroverted, introverted type thing. Um, it can't not be said. They're pretty physically affectionate towards the end of the show. You know, we just watched the last episode.
Mhm.
You embraced Monica with that hug. Yu's cold exterior was cracked open, such that she was offering a hug to someone. You know, um,
Mhm.
and like it's just not hard to. It's hard not to feel my heart warmed by seeing them on screen together. You know,
Mhm.
you you almost has her life saved by this girl in a sense. That's hyperbolic, but that's probably how it feels to her. You know, and
Definitely.
on Monica's
Yeah.
end, it's this beautiful girl that introduced me to this whole new world. Whom I helped, whom she helped me. It goes both ways. It's I think it's in sauce.
I agree.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's above the incest chip. Um,
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
yeah, good stuff. This hasn't come up yet.
No.
Monica Naomi. This is this is a strange one. I think. I think like how am I? I think the way I'm gonna try to word this, Monica, I think might be a bit much for Naomi. I
Mhm.
feel like the
Mhm.
reason Naomi can even deal with Rico at all is because she's known her whole life, right?
Right.
Like
They literally grew up
Naomi,
together.
yeah, Naomi is like she she's not got much energy as a person. She struggles to deal with people that are like really sociable. Rico is an exception because they've known each other their entire life. I think she might have a harder time getting along with Monica, you know?
Yeah.
Like I can see like I could see the scenario in which after a long day of socializing at Monica's place, Naomi goes home and it's like I need a day off. That was too much. You
Mhm.
know, and she doesn't really get that with like just Rico by herself. I think she definitely likes Monica, and I would say it probably goes the other way. I mean, like you know, for all this stuff about Naomi's like you know really shy and introverted, she's still like has a sense of humor, makes quips. You know,
Yeah.
will
Mhm.
will like joke with people. I'm like playing up how unsociable she is, but like I don't really know if
But
there's
she is, yeah, because
anything
at the end
there.
of the day, she wouldn't want to come home to Monica.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Whereas with Rico, it's like, even though she is still very outgoing. She will give Naomi the space that she needs if she needs it, even if she doesn't ask for it. Whereas Monica is kind of just always going to be in her face, I
Yeah,
think. And I don't think that's good for either of them.
Monica doesn't have the emotional sensibility or whatever.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, cuz
Yeah,
she
yeah,
she means well but is overwhelming, I think.
yeah. That's something that like you, for example, is able to find endearing. Um,
Yeah, uh-huh.
but for
But
Naomi,
it will be
it's
too much
probably a
for
bit too
Naomi.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I think they can like get on very well. Um, I certainly wouldn't put them in the hetero tier.
Yeah, I think they're probably just
Uh,
friends.
yeah. I Is there maybe a not enough development scenario that can come up?
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Yeah, no, it's even like again, it's really hard to envision a scenario in which Monica and Naomi are the ones that are together.
Mhm.
I really don't think that's going to come up. Um, has Naomi? Yes, this has happened.
Yes, we did do that.
Um, this has happened.
This we did.
This has happened.
This we
That just,
did.
yeah, that just happened.
Okay, here we go.
Naomi and Rico.
Naomi and Rico.
Frankly, what is there to be said? This is the most canon ship in the show. They've known each other forever. They are in love with each other to such like a sugary sweet degree. It's unreal. The only reason they're like dependent on each other, perhaps codependent. Who knows if this is all that healthy in the long term? But like, of course it is. They're growing and changing as people together. They each know what they want. They know what the other wants. They know how to facilitate each other. After their development within the show, it's clear that like they know how to manage their own best interests alongside the other. They can reconcile their differences very well. They they just fucking love each other. I read this really good fan fiction called Orange Pride as well, which did
Mhm.
a really good
Everyone
job
should check
going
that one
into
out.
like I agree.
Sequel coming soon.
Yeah, yeah. I There's nothing to be said other than sauce,
Yeah.
right? Just
And
top, frankly.
yeah, and now that I'm looking at Sauce, I don't think this is on the same level as these two. I think this might I would personally move this down to seasoning.
Off of seasoning. I mean, I can see that to be fair as well. Yeah, like
Just because I think these two are so good. Like this it's nothing
yeah.
bad about this one. It's not that I'm moving
No,
this down.
yeah.
It's that
It's
these are just that
I
good.
think yeah. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I mean, like there is something kind of fun about the immoralness, the immorality
Right. And
of
of course I
them.
still love it. I think it's great. I just think that
Yeah,
it's just these two are just so
it's
genuine.
it's really hard to argue against that. Uh, yeah, Naomi, you has that
I don't
been?
remember doing this.
I'm having to. It's annoying, like looking at the chart
Yeah.
because it's just a bunch of it.
We
Okay,
didn't do this
doesn't
one.
look like it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I feel like I
Um,
would remember this one.
this one
I think it's similar to Kauriko and Naomi.
yeah, yeah.
It's different in that I guess they kind of are similar characters in that they both used to do something that they loved. They both stopped doing it, and then they both started doing something that they loved once again.
Yeah.
But it was for
Although,
each of them, it was because of somebody else.
yeah, yeah. It's like it's a thing they have in common, but if they're bonding over that, they're just internally using that as like a man, I love Rico, man, I love Monica.
Yeah, I think they have stuff
I
to bond over. I think they can definitely relate to each other. I don't think that they would
yeah,
ever
I do
confide
think
in
like
each other exclusively.
yeah, I do think there's like cute scenarios wherein like I can imagine like Naomi kind of converting you to a nerd, giving her some manga to read or whatever, and then
Mhm.
you get like really into it because she's never seen anything like this before. Um, kind
But
of a
it is
vice
as friends,
versa.
I think. I think it's just friends.
Yeah, I do think compared to the stuff in the Just Friends tier right now, they do actually have the potential to go a bit further. Um, Such that I'm leaning
Maybe.
personally towards not enough development. You know, I can like
Okay.
see a universe wherein they hang out a little bit more. I feel like, it's like Naomi with Monica is like hard because it's like Naomi is just overwhelmed, can't do anything. You, I think, is like the right level of like quiet but not completely like sociably dead.
She's not
To
like
where
passive, but she's
yeah,
not outgoing either, if that makes sense.
yeah, I do think it's something that like there could be something there. I think put them in the right situation and they maybe like start being like, damn, I quite like spending time with her. And that's maybe when they start spending more time just together, you know?
Hmm.
Um,
Okay, I guess I can see the case for not enough development. I think
yeah.
it's more likely that they will probably be just friends, but
Yeah.
it's definitely possible. So I
Like
think,
it's kind of a like looking at the not enough development here and seeing what's already in there, to be fair, type thing.
yeah, yeah.
I think it's closer to that. This has been done. Um, so has that and that. Did we do Mannequin? Oh yeah, we did because we
Yes.
did the
This,
fucking
yeah.
blue talking to each other. Um, that
Rico, you?
I don't,
I don't think
I don't
so.
see that in there.
I don't remember talking
Um,
about this.
yeah. Hmm. I This one's weird, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
It's kind of like we talked about how like Monica and Naomi doesn't work because they're just kind of opposites in ways that they didn't have a chance to like reconcile by growing up together, and also they both just have other girls that they love too much. These are the other girls in question,
Mhm.
um, and like I think
I
compared
think
to first of all, I'll say straight up, I think they've got a better chance together than Monica and Naomi do, as like
yeah.
the equivalent couple.
Yeah.
Um, it's a
I
case of like, or you go, you go.
okay, I was just going to say I think it's like you would end up being annoyed by Rico cuz like
Annoyed.
I,
Hmm.
like we talked about Monica and Naomi, like Monica's overwhelming for Naomi. I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think you would be overwhelmed by her. I think you is kind of self-assured enough to know who she is and what she wants, and I think she doesn't need Rico. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that to be fair. Particularly on the front of like she's determined enough, she knows herself well enough to where like Rico being like that might just I don't want to say get on her nerves, right?
Mhm.
Because the thing is, the basic fact of the matter is that within relationships with people, sometimes you'll just find that like, oh, even if this person is like fundamentally different than me in some way, we can like be friends, even best friends.
Mhm.
There's enough little fluctuations in life in your brain and the way you think about and interact with other people, to where I don't think this is a case of like these personalities don't work together. They're not going to like each other. They're even going to annoy each other or something. Um, they are,
Mhm.
to be fair, one of the pairs within the show that interacts the least.
Mhm.
Um, but when they do interact, they seem to get on well enough with one another, I would say. Like, even just you seems to largely trust Rico as captain as well.
Mhm.
Um, because that is that is in fact her role on the team, as I
Yeah.
often forget.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, she like she trusts her judgment, I guess. I to be this is kind of just like a I they are friends because they've got friends in the group type thing,
Yeah.
you know. Um, I I said it. I said I think it might work better than Monica Naomi, but it might actually be worse.
I think it's worse.
Monica and Naomi at least like are both kind of otaku to some degree,
Hmm.
so they could at least just like talk about manga or some shit. Yeah, I don't know. These
I
two,
just don't think any. I don't think either of them has anything to offer the other.
yeah, yeah, they would talk about hockey.
Yeah,
That's like
exactly. They would.
it's important to all of them, but like
They wouldn't have anything else to talk about other than
yeah,
hockey.
fuck, this might be
I think this is
the
hetero.
first hetero thing that doesn't have mommy in it. Yeah. Okay, so
Definitely,
that's
we
already
did.
in
We
there.
did. We did. Did we do this? Yes.
Yeah, we did. We spoke about them a little bit, and
Um, is this it?
that
Did we do it? We did it.
I
Yeah, because this was the
guess we
first
did.
one.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Let's.
Let's take a look.
Is
Let me see
yeah.
if I
Is
can
there any?
find like a divider to put between just a black square image, so it's easier to look at.
Yeah, the
Black
painting
square.
black square. Yeah. I I don't know how you're gonna put it in like
Let's see. How many do
one,
I need?
two,
One, two,
three,
three,
four,
four,
five,
five,
six,
six,
seven, eight,
seven,
nine, 10,
eight,
11,
9, 10,
12,
11,
13,
12, 13,
15.
14,
Should be
15.
15.
15
Yeah.
different black squares.
Yeah, just fucking copy paste the file 15 times. Do 16 for good measure.
All right. Choose files. Downloads. Ooh, all these fucking black squares.
Love them. You should post 10 of those black squares in Mudcord later.
Okay.
Oh, the camera is rectangles.
Oh,
Fuck that.
nice.
Whatever. If it serves the purpose, it serves the purpose. Like
Wow.
it's ugly,
Yeah, but
but
it makes it readable at
it's
least.
necessary. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this way we can also be a lot more sure that we actually did every pair.
Mhm.
Um,
All right. Yeah.
okay.
That's not the
Um,
worst. This is fine.
yeah, it'll.
Ooh, you know.
I said put in 16 for good measure. You know. Um, let's put that in like there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Um. Okay. So sauce has the two canon couples.
Mhm.
Dry seasoning has the incest pair, and the like an unexpected kind of friendship turns into an unexpected relationship.
Mhm.
Um, then kind of the two like authoritative figures of the group, some childhood friends.
Mhm.
Um,
Another cannon.
yeah, I'm just kind of glancing over at this, seeing how I feel, seeing if there's
Mhm.
pairs where I think like the Just Friends tier in particular is one that's because Just Friends and not enough development are like there there could be overlap. That's one that you really need to think about
Mhm.
because not enough development is straight up like there could be a romance here, but it's hard to see. Just Friends is the opposite. There's not going
Right.
to be a romance here. Um, Ayaka and Mami, I can see it. It's weird. It's a different kind of context. It's like it's a similar thing with Ayaka and Karuko, but just to like a way lesser extent. Ayaka
Yeah.
Riko, do I maybe think that's just friends?
That actually might be.
Like, because before we did that quite early, before we had made the just friends tier.
Yeah.
What hmm. I definitely think I don't know. I mean, Ayaka is very used to dealing with extroverts by way of her sister.
Mhm.
I think a different extrovert could be like refreshing for her. I think she could even potentially fall for her. Um, does Rico fall back? Is the thing. Maybe in a scenario wherein Naomi has ended up with Kaoriko, for example. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know though. Are our dividers even gonna
I
work if we put them in not enough development?
I think
Or just
they
friend matter?
I think because if we put Monica and Rico in just friends, knowing that the
Yeah,
two of them are just friends, to Rico, I think Ayaka is almost the little sister of a friend in the same way that Mommy is to Ayaka. So I think in the
yeah,
same way it could potentially work.
yeah. That's fair. M- Ayaka, my older sister Monica keeps bringing this friend over, and I'm starting to have a
And I
crush on
kind of
her.
have a crush on her, and then
Um,
she confesses after a while, and then she's like, "Oh well, I always kind of thought you were cute."
yeah. There's also like Rico comes over to hang out with Monica, and Monica's like in the bath or something, and Ayaka's just like, "Oh, I'll just like look after you for a bit," and they just like get to chatting, and
Hmm.
maybe realize that they like each other's company. Yeah, okay. I actually think it
I
could
think
stay
that's
not
fine.
enough
Yeah, I think it's
development.
good. Yeah.
Um, Rico Karako, kind of similar vibes. Obviously, a lot of the context is different, but I think it works.
Hmm.
And then Naomi, yeah, I think works. Just Friends tier, I think we engineered that tier in particular very well.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. I
yeah,
think we had pretty good discussions about each of these in just friends
yeah, and then
and settled pretty. Yeah,
hetero really is just the like
it's the mommy
there's
tier.
yeah it's the mommy tier, and then also Rico Yu who like
Yeah.
really have nothing to say to one another. They're really not together unless there's a not even a third person. I think they need like four people at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
uh,
looking at this overall, what I've taken away is I wasn't expecting it, but I think Monica Yu is probably my favorite one.
right. I can
Like
see
it's
that.
undeniable. Like I can't disagree with Rico Naomi being on top, but just
Yeah,
in terms of preference, personally, I think this is a really good one.
I can certainly respect that. To be fair, it's like I mean, it's frankly a case of also just like it's the protagonist and the tertiary protagonist or
Mhm.
deuteragonist or whatever. Like it's logical they would be that high up. It's like it's the Mado Homu of
Yeah.
Pride of Orange, um, as
Yeah.
a nice easy example.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's still like there's a there's a canon chip to the side of it, which is like so undeniably canon that not having it at first place is like homophobic.
Yeah.
Um, but like no, it is a good one to be fair. Um,
Is there anything we want to
and
do
we're
for the orders for any of these other tiers?
um like I think we can maybe swap Monica Mami and Yu Karuka. Um, it's just
Um,
kind of like a. Do you think so?
I'm just thinking, like,
I think there's a. I mean, to be fair, like the there wasn't really an argument against Mommy Monica as much as there was a case that it's kind of a boring one. And again, Mommy is kind of singularly defined by Monica, whereas Monica gets to have
yeah,
like everything with
that's fair.
everyone. No, okay, maybe I'll.
No, I
I
think
think
that's
maybe.
fair because I think,
Okay, okay.
like, I think this is more canon
Yeah,
than this,
yeah,
and so I
but
think
like,
that there's points there as well.
okay, okay. Um, for the mid tier,
Um,
I kind of maybe want to make the case for swapping Ayaka Naomi and Kaoriko Naomi, even just on the basis of like they both got a little more interactions. They're both a little snarkier, you know. I can
mhm,
imagine them having like fun, poking fun at each other, relationship type conversations, something like that.
mhm.
You know, um, it's not like a super strong case, but I think it could work. Um,
Yeah, I think it could be either way. I think they're both pretty very close
yeah,
together.
they're in the mid tier for a reason. To be
Yeah.
fair, not enough development. It feels weird
Uh,
ordering that one in terms of like, you
it's
know,
like how much? Which of these did get the most development? Did any of these like get any?
mm, like to be. I think Ayaka Mami at the top of it is fine to be fair
Mm-hmm.
because they are the ones with a pre-existing
All
relationship.
right. Yeah.
Um, maybe. I could potentially see swapping. I don't know that like Mamiaka at the top makes sense. The other three kind of just feel a bit interchangeable, really.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, I maybe think Ayaka Rico can stay second in terms of like they could probably have a conversation fairly easily.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I
maybe
think it's
swap
good how it
Cal.
is.
Yeah, just friends tier. Like Monica and Rico are the just friends
Mm-hmm.
perfectly. Uh, Monica and Aunt Karuko, that's like a kind of unrequited thing. Maybe swap. No, like I'm stuck on do I want you, Mommy, in last there or Monica Naomi in last there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to be fair, I can maybe see like a the main thing.
I think we could swap these two because I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think
The main
you,
thing that
mommy.
those two would be able to talk about is like hockey and like Monica and like childhood stories or
Yeah.
whatever. It's enough for them to be friends, but yeah, I don't think it takes the place. And then hetero is like, how do we, how do we
So
even order that?
is
Do we,
this
do
the
we,
worst PuraOre ship? I guess we could look at it that way. Is this
yeah.
the worst one?
I want to say put Mommy Cabrico probably second to last for now. I think like that sheer degree of friend of a friend is so overpowering
Yeah.
that like they're not gonna talk to each other. If
Yeah.
if if Monica were to like move away or something, they're never
They
speaking
wouldn't
to one
talk.
another ever
Yeah.
again.
They would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which to be fair is true for the other ones with Mommy in them, but like it doesn't feel as I guess personal, you know. Um, the
Yeah.
fact that Mami and Karuko did know each other all that time and still have like nothing between them, I
Mm-hmm.
think keeps it like low as fuck on the list. Um, but then it's like it's a hard case. Is is Rico Yu worse than that? Do they do they like each other? Do they have anything to talk about? Um, you know what? I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
say put Rico Yu above Monica Mami, even just on the basis of
Monica,
they are
mommy.
on not Monica Mami, fucking Kariko Mami.
Yeah.
Sorry. Um, even
I
just on the
think I
basis of
agree.
they're in the same hockey team, and if little else, they can relish in victories together. You know, um,
Mm-hmm. Like, I
they
think Rico is kind of the friend who, even if it is just to be polite, she would reach out to you to be like, hey, we should totally hang out.
yeah yeah, and again like
And
that's a
actually, I
thing.
think that's the case where it might even move above these two.
I can see it to be fair. Yeah, it's like yeah yeah just straight up
Yeah.
Rico or
Because
Naomi.
I think without PuraOre, these bottom two would never be friends.
Yeah, yeah. Even like Naomi Mami is a case of like
Is this the worst one?
night. I don't know, right? I really do think that like the fact that Mami Karuko knew each other that entire time and felt like nothing for each other is such a damnation
I
that
guess
it
that's
deserves to be at
fair.
the
Yeah.
bottom.
Okay.
Um, there's I think if we were like different people, if we were a different sort of person, that ship could be like near the top, but that requires so much imagination. You know,
Yeah.
you're writing like quite the level of frankly angst fan fiction or something. You know, like a revenge sex type thing, or like
Hmm.
Monica dies or something, and they like. Yeah, Manika dies, and then the two in their grief, like, just kind of comfort each other, and that turns into something. That's like the only thing where it
That's
seems
interesting.
possible, and I don't really. I'm not that sore. I'm not. I don't want to explore that possibility. I can't imagine a world without Monica.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think that one
Yeah.
stays at the bottom. Uh, to be fair, Rico Yu probably also goes above Rico Mami for basically the aforementioned stuff. She'd probably reach out, and they would probably like. They've got stuff they can say, even if it's mostly like not
Yeah.
work related necessarily, but kind of work related. But that's still something, you know. Being able
I
to
think
go to
that's
a hockey game
fair.
together, reminisce on how well they did. Fucking Rico gets to say that was a really good play,
That's
you, and
true.
you get to
Yeah.
say your captaining was like fantastic this game. That's something.
Or like
Um,
after they graduate, they might like go to a Nico girls high school prefecture hockey game together. I
yeah,
can see
yeah,
that
just
happening.
fucking, yeah. Okay, I think that's it, right?
I think
I don't
this
think,
might be it. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Um,
So if you had to write a PuraOre girl fanfic, who would it be? Would it be Naomi Riko?
See, I'm not
Cause
much of a writer, so I'm not the best person to ask this. That would be like I am writing about a ship that I already know works, and I'm putting in
right.
another scenario that I already know works.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do better than Orange Pride, so it's like a hard kind of if I'm
Mhm.
comparing myself to somebody else, that's gonna make it a bit hard. If I were writing something, I might maybe try explore an unexplored dynamic.
Yeah.
Um, maybe I do the Monica dies, Mami Calico ends or something. Um,
yeah.
but nah, I could do one for a good amount of these pairs. To be fair,
Yeah.
I
Because
think
I think there is something to be said for most of these.
yeah, yeah,
Even if it's not a romantic something, there is something.
yeah. Like I mean, honestly, the more we started talking about the reasons to put Rico and you higher up in hetero tier, the more I've started thinking like maybe that's a bit low. I don't actually think that though, and it would make the graph super fucking ugly if we moved them up. Um,
Yeah,
I
I
think they
don't
can still
think it.
belong in hetero.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I
but
think
yeah,
it's
I
more
don't
out
know.
of just kind of being polite to people that you know. It's not
Yeah.
anything that
They
they're
are.
actually friends.
They're co-workers in some extent.
Yeah, they get
Um,
along just fine, but they don't really care.
yeah. I don't know how I would pick something to write about. To be fair, I think there really is a good case for all of them. I could go do a fun incest fic with Monica and Aika. You know, talk about like
Mhm.
the forbidden scenarios to try
Yeah.
not to let the other members of the Dream Monkeys know. Um, that
Yeah,
could be
that is a
a
very
really fun
exciting
one
one. Yeah.
for sure, for sure. Um, no, there's good cases for all of them. To be fair, I would also quite like to see like a continuation of Karuka's growth. Perhaps I take that into
Oh
my own
man,
hands, you know.
yeah.
Um,
I would almost
yeah,
feel bad writing about that just because of like,
that's true.
Kawako's growth
You're
already exists. It's like
Karuka's
I
growth is
don't
kind of the reason that that one's so high up, you know. Not
it
not
is, yeah.
singularly, but it contributes so much.
It really added a lot to the way that I think about those two.
Yeah, I maybe I do like a Madohome AU with Monica and you as well. To be
Yeah,
fair,
that's what I'm thinking. If I think that would be mine. I think
it's a
there's just
Madohome
so
AU.
well, not Maruhomo, but if I
I
Maru,
know.
if I think there's just so much to write about, to think about.
Yeah, yeah. It's that's kind of a different question, really, than this ship tier list by itself. Um,
Yeah.
Perhaps a topic for a future video. Perhaps a year from now we've written these fics we want to see.
hmm
Um, we can
Yeah, I
reflect
think
on
maybe
them.
we'll write a fic for each of these pairings and see which one's the best, and then
That'd be a nightmare. There's so much to write. How many pairings are here? 10?
two,
Fucking 7, 18?
12,
No,
13, 14, 15,
19.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
21. That doesn't seem right. Oh wait, no, there's fucking 6 tiers. I'm an idiot. Yeah, 21 then. Wow, that's quite a lot. Um,
Yeah, but some would be a lot shorter than the others.
yeah, yeah, it's true, it's true.
Some would be just little vignettes of them meeting up again later, and some
Yeah,
would
yes,
be sex.
yeah, exactly. Namely, namely the Mami Karaka one after Mamika dies.
Yeah, now
Um,
see now I'm kind of intrigued about these two.
post funeral sex like on the grave or something. You know,
Not on the
tears.
grave, but definitely the same day.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe on the grave like a couple months later when they're feeling particularly
Oh,
refined.
dude, they
Um,
both show up at the graveyard separately of each other, and it's like a coincidence, and then they're like, "Oh my God."
well, yeah, we got it. um, but no, uh, I think should we call it there? We've
I think
kind of
that
said all
about
we need to
wraps
say.
it up. I think I've talked about everything that I want to mention. Um, this I think very solid tier list.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you can get a better one than this, honestly. Um, I'm
Um,
I'm glad we added the fucking dividers.
yeah, it's
It's
so
so
much nicer to look
infinitely
at.
more readable.
Yeah.
Um, no, that's good shit.
Yeah, thanks for
Um,
watching, Mugs. Tune in next time for whatever comes next.
yeah. Bye.